What's up, y'all? Brian here with High Performance Health, and today I am going to show you how to track your calories the simplest and easiest way. To track your calories, you only need three things. 1, a food scale. 2, a piece of paper or a notebook. And 3, a pen. That's it. To track your calories, you need to track a total of 4 things. Your total calories, and then your 3 macros, so your proteins, your fats, and your carbs. And I'm going to show you how to track each one, add it up to get your total calorie count and your macro count. First thing I'm going to track, I'm a big chocolate milk drinker. I love my chocolate milk in the morning, so I'm going to show y'all how I would track chocolate milk. Okay, here we are. I got my scale turned on. What I'm going to do, I got to zero out my glass. So I'm going to put my glass on here, and this button, tar, that is 0 out. Now, milk. So we got to look here. So 1 cup, which is 240 milliliters, equals 150 calories. So what I want to do is I need to turn my units into milliliters. There we go. There's the milliliters. So now we're going to take my milk and pour in however much that I want. Boom. 363 milliliters. I got my notebook here now. I have my meal 1, which is technically a drink, but we'll just list it as 1. Calories, protein, fats, and carbs. This is going to be at the total. So I got choco milk, and we're going to start with 363 milliliters of milk. Cool. Now we got our Nesquik, the best chocolate out there. Serving size, 2 tablespoons, and Nesquik powder, but with milk. Now you gotta watch your nutrition label. So this column is just the powder in itself, but this column says Nesquik powder with 1 cup of low-fat milk. We're not gonna be looking at this. We're gonna be doing it separately. So I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons, which equals 50 calories. No fats, 12 carbs, and 0 protein. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that on my sheet. So we got 50 calories, we got 0 fat, 12 carb, 0 protein. Okay, now going back to our milk. It's 150 calories per 240 milliliters. So we have 363 milliliters. What we're going to do is a little calculation. We're going to do 363, which is your total milliliters of milk, divided by, it's going to be 240, because that's your serving size, 240, and that equals 1.5 here. Now, the calories is 150. So we're just going to multiply this serving size 1.51 times 150. You get 226.8. We'll round up to 227. So 227 calories. Now we do the same thing. You keep that 1.51 times total fat is 8. So we do 8 times 1.51. So it's going to be 12 fat. Carbs, you have 12 carbs. So it'll be 1.51 times 12. That is rounded up, or we'll round that down to 18 carbs. And then your protein is 8, which is the same thing as your fat. So it'll be 12 protein. So now we'll add up 227 plus 50. That equals 277 calories. You have 12 fat. You have 18 plus 12 equals 30 carbs. And you have 12 protein. This comes up here for simplicity. 277 protein, 12 fats 12, carbs 30. That is your meal 1, and that is how to track your calories, proteins, fats, and carbs for meal 1, or in this case, a drink, because drinks have calories, your chocolate milk. So now we're going to track meal number 2, which we're going to do some ground turkey, 85-15, and some rice. On our sheet, we have our meal number 1. Now what I'll do is I'll just come down here and start meal number 2. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these calories up here. And I'm going to show you, this is just going to be an additional sequence up here. We'll start with meal 2. So we have our fresh ground turkey. Now, same concept. You look at the back on the macros, on the nutrition facts. Serving size is 4 ounces, 200 calories, 14 grams of fat. We have 0 grams of carbs and 20 grams of protein. So now I cook my ground turkey. I come to weigh it out. I make sure I zero it out with my plate. I pour it in there, and let's say it comes out to 8 ounces. So we're going to have our ground turkey to be 8 ounces. Now, 8 ounces is just 2 servings. So we're going to multiply our calories, proteins, fats, and carbs by 2, since we're having 2 servings. So calories would be 200 times 2, which is 400 calories. And then we go to our fat, which is 14, and then that goes to 28 grams of fat. 28 fat. Carbs is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. And then our protein is 20 times 2, 40. 40 grams of protein. So that's very simple. You just look at the serving size and then make the multiplication for it. Now we're going to do our rice. So our rice, if you look back on the nutrition facts, it says 1 serving per container. So this entire bag here is 1 serving. Now I only want half of this bag. I don't want the full bag. So looking at the macros and the nutrition facts, if 1 serving is the full bag, that means half a serving will be half the bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide the calories, fats, carbs, and proteins. I'm just going to divide that in half. So if I have half of it, 460 divided by 2 is 230. So we're going to have 230 calories. The fats is 6 divided by 2. That's 3 fat. Carbs is 95. So we're going to divide that by 2. Me using my quick math, 47 and a half. You can round up, round down. Halves really don't matter, whatever makes it easier for you. So we're going to say 48. I like to round up. Carbs. And then we're going to do protein, which is 9 divided by 2, 4.5. I like to round up. So we're going to say 5 protein. Back here on the notepad. So this section 2 is our ground turkey and rice. What we're going to do now is just add it up. So we have 400 plus 230. That's going to be 630 calories. Calories for short. Fat, 28 plus 3, 31 fat. Carbs, 48 plus 0, 48 carbs. Protein, 40 plus 5, 45 protein. This is your macros and your calories for your ground turkey and rice. What we're going to do now, add it right back up top here. So 277 plus 630. Protein plus 45. Fats plus 31. Carbs plus 48. Here's your top section with your total sum of your calories. So what you're going to do, whatever meals you have, whatever drinks you have, you keep listing them down here and just adding it up, bringing it back to the top. And then finally, to get your total number of calories and macros, you just add the top section. So 630 plus 277 equals 907. That's your total calories. Protein, 12 plus 45, 57. Protein. Fats, 31 plus 12, 43. Fats. Carbs, 30 plus 48, 78 carbs. When you have more meals, obviously these numbers are going to be higher, and that is how you keep track of your total calorie intake. This is the simplest and easiest way to track your calories. Make sure you look at those nutrition facts and the serving size. You need to track your calories, proteins, fats, and carbs. And that's it. Track each meal, and then you just add up the total. That is the fastest, simplest, and easiest way to track your calories. Now, if you want a tailored plan specific to your goals, whether it's weight loss, muscle gain, flexibility, strength, just to feel better, to have more confidence, visit HPHGenetics.com. Fill out that information on there on the front page, and a coach will get in contact with you to create a specific tailored plan for your goals. Included in that is an online nutrition app. Makes it very easy to track nutrition. You can scan barcodes. Everything is implemented in there. Takes the paper away, takes the adding away. So if you do want that aspect to it, HPHGenetics.com will find out the best plan and the best way to help you reach your goals. All right, y'all. Appreciate you for watching in. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.